most good thing is what would make me happy.
The
And
most, no, the
if I
most good
want
thing.
women and
Do,
that makes me happy,
do you,
then why wouldn't God reward me with women?
yeah. So what is then the reward of paradise?
The reward of
Yeah,
paradise.
yeah, yeah. Like what's the awesome thing about being there? What do you get?
Awesome. So there's levels of paradise in
Okay.
Islam,
Yeah,
right?
what do you get?
The more righteous you are, the higher the level of paradise you are, and basically get whatever you desire,
So
whatever you want.
if somebody desired to do bad things to other people for their own pleasure, would that be
Well,
acceptable in paradise? Is there like a
you're not gonna have this mentality in paradise. We believe that once you're in paradise, your whole mentality is not gonna you're not gonna have the same you're not gonna have worldly desires in paradise,
okay?
right?
Just checking.
So
You
those
don't
type
have
of
to.
desires, you
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So those type of desires you won't have.
So then, what are
You know
then?
me, after I meet the prophets, I'm gonna want to live life maybe as a Super Saiyan, and then I might want to be a Pokemon trainer. You feel me? There's a lot of things I might want to do in paradise.
Yeah, in one sense, those are also worldly desires. They may not be bad, but they're worldly.
Yeah, I said you won't have the same worldly desires. Uh, like we're gonna have, okay, well, one worldly desire is women,
Hmm.
right? As a man, we probably agree, unless you guys don't roll that way. Is women. In paradise, we're promised women, promised a harem of women that's created specifically for us. Now you might see that as like, this is the perversion of paradise. You
Yeah,
guys
that's
just think about
disgusting,
schmeck,
bro.
schmeck, schmacks. Yeah,
100%
that's
disgusting.
disgusting to you. So
Yeah.
schmeck is disgusting to you.
No, I have a wife and I love her
Okay, so then what's wrong with schmecks then?
because I have committed myself to one person via God's
So
design.
do you denounce anyone that has multiple wives?
Yeah, duh.
So then you denounce all the prophets of the Bible.
Yeah, I denounced what they were doing. We don't have the
So
same paradigm. I don't
so that
view all of
so
them
so make that
as
make sense. Make
I
that make
because
sense.
here you go. We don't view them as
But
sinless.
God told David that he's the one that gave his wives, and if
God
he wasn't happy, he
God
would have given more wives. He would have given him more wives.
I don't want to go
So God
full
was okay
off
with it.
onto this tangent. I don't want to go full off. I want to stick to paradise because I'm actually getting back to Rich's original point, right?
But
There's
one second. I know it's a tangent, but didn't wasn't God happy with David and said that he would give him more wives if that's what he wanted? So isn't God happy with him?
I don't know. You're just quoting a vague reference. You'd have to give an
Yeah,
actual verse.
I can make a quick statement on it just so that we don't dwell too much on it. So Coley, this is in the context when he had sinned against Bathsheba,
Hmm.
and he ultimately God struck his child,
Yeah.
and so God makes the statement that if you wanted more wives, had it like what was it, right? What wasn't enough? Was it more wives? Was it more this? Like God's entire point in that statement was of all the things that you could have done, you did that, right? So God allowed a lot of things, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that he was for that, but his entire point to David was, I've given you all things. I've allowed you to have all types of things. And this,
You sure that's the context of it?
yes,
Listen,
what
I
he's
don't
saying.
even care what the context of it because even in the biblical paradigm, we don't even hold to that there'll be marriage or any of that type of activity in
Right.
in
In
heaven.
heaven.
So
Right.
Then I don't want to
it's
go to
a
your
it's a
guys' heaven. I'll be honest with you.
I know you don't because God is
I
there,
don't
and
want to go
that
to
is
your guys' heaven.
so.
You
This is
guys' heavens don't
exactly
have schmecks? What?
yes, and this is exactly the point. And I want to ask you:
What?
is Allah in paradise? Will you ever be with Him?
I'm not too sure exactly about being with. We're technically because God is above the throne, which is above paradise, so we're going to be with
Yeah,
him in that sense. Yeah,
and this is why Islam is not good news. The
because
whole
we're with
message of
Allah.
Christianity is that what Jesus has done is reconciling us back to God. So here's the thing: if God is all good, when you get to paradise, he should give you the most good thing. Do you agree?
The most good thing is what would make me happy.
The
And
most, no, the
if I
most good
want
thing.
women and
Do,
that makes me happy,
do,
then why wouldn't God reward me with women?
So, do you agree with the statement? I can go back to that, but do you agree with the statement that just in general, God should give you the most good thing, and to think that God over you knows what is actually most good for you? So you could even think that, oh, that would be the most good for me. But if God was like, no, 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 I have something better, he would be right.
So then what's the most good? Being Jesus's bride?
The most good thing is himself. That's the whole
So
point.
God
That's no,
gives
no, no.
us
Let me,
himself.
yes, because he's
What
the
does that
most
even
good
mean?
thing.
But
He
what does that
is
mean that
the
God gives
most
himself
that
to
we
you?
get to be reconciled back to him and have a relationship with him. The religion of
Yeah, we'll have a
Islam
relationship with God.
is empty of good news. The
It,
best thing that you can come up with is that you'll get a bunch of women. One, that is disgusting. And
that's not the
two,
best thing.
that is so carnal. You that is that
Schmeck's is
is
disgusting.
worldly desire. Yes, here's what's disgusting about it. It's the
Schmeck's
same
is
thing.
disgusting.
Here's what's disgusting about what you are describing. What you are
Okay.
describing is your own fantasies, not a
Yeah.
good design of it. It's the same thing of going, yeah, when I get to heaven, I get a bunch of corn. That's I just get to view corn all day, and that's going to be paradise for
It's
me.
not the same thing.
Yeah,
How
it's
is that the
even
same
worse
thing? It's
because
not
it's
how
real
this
people.
how
You're living out
yeah,
the fantasy rather
creations
than watching it.
yeah.
Your
You
version
have a
of
harem
paradise,
of women created for you.
that is disgusting.
Right.
Do you know how
According to whose
dehumifying
paradigm is
that
this?
is? What you're saying is those human beings, which this makes sense within the context
Their
of your religion.
creations are not hey. They're creations specifically made for you in
So
heaven. They're
just
not humans
you just said
from
they were
here.
humans. Now you're changing it.
I said no.
Now
When did I say
they're
they're human? A
women. They're
harem,
women,
harem,
dude.
wait, a
Oh
harem
man.
of women.
Wait, just a
Let me,
Oh,
let me, let
second.
me,
oh.
You're
a
getting busy.
harem.
You're getting
I'm gonna
busy
say it
with
again.
angelic beings, or what?
A harem of women that were created specifically for you.
Oh my goodness. So okay, so wait, Coley. So let's just get some common ground here. So
Okay.
essentially, in the Islamic paradigm, you live a righteous life, you follow a law, you pray 5 times a day, you visit Mecca, you give alms to the poor, you do all these great things, not to be in the presence of Allah, who is the source of goodness, but to have a bunch of created angelic beings.
Now you're misrepresenting my position at all.
That's what you said.
That's what
Unless
you.
unless
No,
I'm
I
wrong,
didn't
Coley.
say. I waited. No,
Unless
no,
I'm
no, no.
wrong,
One
Coley.
second.
Unless I'm
One
wrong,
Dude,
Coley.
second.
we're
One
talking about
second.
like what you get in
I said.
paradise.
You said. Yeah. There's a long list of what you get.
Sure,
A
This is the main
but
thing
long
that you wanted.
list.
yeah, this
A
is what came
long
out of
list.
what
This
you
is this
desire.
is the
I said.
main this is the
Okay.
main thing
Repeat
you
what I
wanted.
said. Repeat what I
You
said.
Okay,
you
wait,
Repeat what I
said
wait,
you
said.
wait,
wanted to be a Pokemon trainer, a Super Saiyan, and get a
No, no.
bunch
What's
of
the first
women.
thing? What's the
wait.
first?
The
What's the
main
first thing I said?
Coley, the first thing he mentioned was the women. You brought
No,
up
no.
Coley.
That's not
Yes,
the
it
first
is.
thing I
Yes, it
mentioned.
was.
You
Coley,
sure?
Coley,
Hold
Coley.
on.
You brought up. You
Okay.
You're
brought
Let's see
up.
if you
talking
guys are
some.
actually. Wait.
Wait,
Let's see if you guys are listening. Let's see if you're actually listening. What was the first thing I
Brother,
mentioned?
hold on. So Coley mentioned paradise, and
Yeah.
he was making the point of, okay, if God is the source of all things goodness, if He is all goodness, the point that Coley was making is that the reason why you're trying to get to eternal life is to be with God because He is all good. He knows what you
Okay.
want the most, and if you want anything good, He is the source of that. That was Coley's point.
And did I not answer
Let me
saying we are going to
finish.
be
Let
with?
me
Wait, wait, wait,
finish.
wait.
Let me
Did I
finish.
answer
Let
and
me
say we're going to be
finish.
with God? Yes or
Let me
no?
finish. Let me finish. You said his throne is above the paradise, so in a way, in a sense, we will be with him. But that's not the point
Yes.
that I'm making. That's not the point that I'm
Okay.
making. Coley's point was the main aspect of eternal life. The reason why Christians are longing for eternal life is because we want to be with God. Because God satisfies every desire, including, I don't even know if I can say it, but including you know what. So God is the one who satisfies every desire that we can possibly have. That's why Jesus says there is no marriage in heaven. And then John 17:3, he says eternal life is knowing the Father and knowing the Son.
Yeah.
So who
That
said
was
anything about marriage?
wait. That was Coley's point. When we asked you, what are the things that you are looking for, and you are
And what
looking
was the
forward
first answer I
to?
Yeah.
said?
He also
What was the
mentioned
first
wanting
answer
to
I
know
said?
the prophets. So what?
Okay, let's see. There we go, Coley. Now Coley's actually being genuine. First thing I said.
The
First
main
thing you
thing you were
said is
harping on was about having a bunch of women.
one second. First thing I said, you asked, "Are you with Allah?" And I said, "Yes," in a sense, but Allah is not in heaven. Allah is above His throne. But we all are going to be rewarded. We're going to be able to see Allah. This is promised to us from the Prophet, right? And then I said, "There's you get whatever you want." I said, "Me personally, when I go to heaven, first thing I want to do is meet the prophets."
Yeah.
Then
So
I said, "I wanted to be a Super Saiyan." Then I said, "I wanted to be a Pokemon trainer." Now you're misrepresenting me and said you came up and said you can't wait to go to heaven to have all this schmecks.
well, here's the
No,
thing,
that's one
man.
of the
Really, all you
benefits.
talked about
Here's
was
the
I'm gonna
thing.
that.
have a
Can I tell
harem of
you?
women, and I understand that it
Can
kind of
I?
makes you guys uncomfortable, right? Because
Why? Yeah.
women
Why?
are
Why?
scary. I don't know. You guys are scared of women for
Are
some
you
reason.
married?
I don't know.
Do you have a
Yeah, yeah.
girlfriend?
I'm married.
You are married,
Yeah.
He's married, looking
and you're
forward.
okay. You're oh my, and you are okay within paradise. Forget about her, or maybe she can tag along. What does it matter? You get this whole group, dude. That's disgusting, man. Like
Is it? Does it work both
there's
ways?
Disgusting
nothing
to who?
salvageable. And here's the thing. Let me say this: the way
Disgusting
human
to who?
psychology
How is that
works. Let
disgusting?
me tell
How
you
is that
about
disgusting?
human psychology a little bit.
Explain.
When you get a question asked to you that you haven't been thinking about, and you start to answer it, your deepest desire will start to unfold as you
You,
speak. You mentioned the
but
generic
you,
thing is like, oh, I get to meet the prophets. Oh, I get to be a Superman. And then as it unfolds, you get to a deeper
yeah,
desire.
yeah. Yeah. You still haven't qualified. You still haven't. You just giving your subjective opinion. So go ahead and explain what makes it disgusting.
What makes it disgusting? I've already
Yeah,
explained it to
explain.
you. Because
Explain how.
your
Because it's
version of
carnal.
paradise is living out your fantasies. Why? What's the difference between you doing it there and doing it here?
Because Allah's rewarding with me over there.
Well, I mean,
What's that doesn't make it any different? He could
well,
reward you with it
How?
here.
How?
Coley, I
Because
mean,
wait. I can't.
is,
I don't drink
is,
wine here on earth, right? I
Islam?
don't eat. Wait. I don't drink wine in the dunya, but there is wine specifically for heaven that doesn't
What's
get
the
me
difference?
intoxicated.
What's the difference?
And yeah,
Well,
I am. I just told you it doesn't get you intoxicated,
What's the point
so
of you can
so
right?
make
So it's
wine that's
not
not
this.
intoxicating? You can make this is grape juice.
No,
You
there's
can
no such
make
thing as
beer
wine.
that's
Yeah,
not
that's grape juice.
you
That's
can
not
make
wine.
beer that's not intoxicating. You can make type of
Yeah, it's
alcoholic
called
drinks that
non-alcoholic beer.
aren't
Yeah.
yeah.
I said a wine. It's a drink called wine that doesn't intoxicate you, but I don't drink wine here in the dunya.
Well, what's the
Is it the same thing?
why does it even matter if you can just sleep with this harem of women in heaven? Then you get to do that there, but you can't do it here. What does it even matter if you can drink
Because
alcohol here and can't drink it there?
Allah told us not to do these things here in the dunya.
So some things that are perverse are okay, then other things aren't.
You make it perverse. What makes
No,
sleeping with
you
multiple
make it
women? Wait, wait,
perverse,
wait.
man. You make it
Question, question,
perverse.
question, question. What is okay? You're married, right?
Yep.
Now you're against polygamy, even though 98% of societies throughout you know history have practiced one or another form of polygamy. So
Terrible
even all the
argument.
prophets in
So
your
therefore,
Bible.
they're right because all of
Yeah.
history has
It's
practiced
like
that.
No,
I'm
no, no. They're no, no,
I'm
no,
against
no. They're
slavery
right
too.
because God allowed it. Because God allowed it. They're right.
Okay, so when God allowed slavery, that means slavery was right.
What's your definition of slavery?
It
Chattel slavery is not. Chattel
no,
slavery
no,
is
no,
not
no.
allowed.
Dude,
The transatlantic slave trade that we saw.
That's not allowed. That's not the type of slavery that was
But
allowed.
it happened. But it happened all throughout history.
Yeah. Again, this
yeah.
doesn't make it okay. You can't just have
But this
any type of
contradicted
polygamy.
itself.
1 second, you can't just have any type of polygamy. That's why Islam gives the guidelines and restrictions on who can have multiple wives and how you have to approach that type of
Why can't women
situation.
have multiple husbands?
That's gross. Ew.
That's gross.
Great
That's
answer.
That's
gross.
just. Can a woman be pregnant
That's
4 times at the same
that's
time?
gross. That's gross.
No, that
What?
doesn't
Why
mean she
would a
couldn't have
woman need
four
multiple?
husbands.
Why? Wait. Why would a woman have multiple husbands? Explain.
Because wait, Allah will grant your desires, right?
No. I'm asking you.
Yeah,
Why?
I'm
Oh, I'm
answering.
not.
I'm
Wait. We're
answering.
not talking. We're not talking about
I'm
heaven. We're talking about right now the
I'm
dunya, right?
answering you.
Wait.
Let's
We're not talking
follow
about
me.
heaven. We're talking about the dunya.
No,
So why?
we're talking about
We're talking about.
his question was about heaven. He says,
No,
can
is this question
women?
about heaven or is this question about here?
It
He
could be
says
either way.
heaven.
I don't care.
No, he didn't say heaven. No,
Okay,
he did not say heaven.
here,
He's
let's
talking about
ask.
here.
In heaven, can women have multiple husbands in heaven?
I
Can
mean,
they have a
probably.
can they have a
Sex
harem of men?
partners. Yeah,
Probably.
in
I don't
heaven.
know. I don't know if they're gonna have that type of desire in heaven. I'm not a woman.
I'm saying, would Allah allow it? I mean,
Yeah.
we're not.
How am I supposed to know? It's not mentioned.
Oh,
And then,
convenient.
and
Now
so
let's talk
if
about the dunya. Why it's disgusting for women to have
okay,
multiple
so you're talking
husbands
about here on Earth, right? Here on Earth.
here on earth? What?
Okay, so
What?
wait, just real quick, I'll let you talk. I just want to make sure I have you right. Here on Earth, men can have multiple wives under whatever context it is, and it's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But
Yes.
women can't have multiple husbands because that's disgusting. So
Ew. That's
can,
gross.
a man can impregnate 4 women and have children with 4 different women,
Yes.
but a woman cannot have children with 4 different men. I got it.
Yes, because that's
Makes sense.
disgusting.
Got you, bro. Yeah.
Based
Go
off
ahead.
what?
Okay.
Like, what is your reasoning? Like,
Okay.
how,
So
other than
so
your
what the
subjective?
benefits? Okay. Okay. Men go to war. Men are unalived at war, leaving behind who? Women. What do women need? Providers, financial, emotional, all the type of providers. Where do they get this providing from? From men. So in societies where the men are being unalived at war, which leaves more women than there are men, that's a reason for polygamy. For a society where there's more women that need to be taken care of, but not enough men, that's a good reason for polygamy. For a society whose reproduction is low and the population is dying out,
I'm
that's
just letting you dig your own
one
grave,
second.
man. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So a man having multiple wives, they can have 4 kids at the same time. They will know, and a man, each of those women, when they're pregnant, you know exactly who the father is. Why? Because there's only one father. Now, let's flip it. What benefits does a woman have to have multiple men? Bring me one.
They like what they have to offer them. They have multiple providers, so they have a
Yeah,
lot of
multiple
men
I,
working for
providers.
them.
Yeah.
They have
Okay. So yeah.
multiple
so
multiple
Exactly,
wait, wait.
Billy.
One
partners.
man,
Exactly.
wait,
Yeah.
wait.
So
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 if
what if?
one
Wait.
man
Wait.
is
Here. What if
providing
one
for them,
goes to
we're talking
war?
about necessities. We're
What
talking
if?
about
What if one?
Yeah,
necessities.
Yeah. So what if
one
We're
one
talking
goes
about
to
goes to
war.
war?
They
necessities.
have 3 more.
They have 3 more.
They
Exactly.
could have
Three
one
more
stay
providers.
behind, so they could send 3
Exactly.
off.
Exactly.
So when the man that goes to war, that's a provider, they're gonna leave a means either financially or some type of way to provide for them before they go to war.
Right.
Maybe you
And
could
that woman
argue
has nothing.
once they are unalived in war, she gets married again because she needs the provider. So we're talking about necessities, right?
Right. So
Not
if
just
she has
desire. Wait, we're
four,
not just talking
if
about
she has
desires. We're talking about
four, and one
necessities.
goes to war, and that one is lost, instead of her having to remarry, she has 3 more providers that could
Okay, yeah,
take
and
care of her.
that's not a necessity. No.
So women don't need to be taken care of.
No, no. If she's being provided by her husband, what need does she need for another
I said
provider?
if the husband passes away,
Yeah,
she
Then
has
she marries
three
another
more
guy.
she
providers.
got more. Well, but
Then she
Yeah.
can marry
that
another
just takes too
provider.
long. She could just knock that
So
out
she just
before
so she just
she
wants to
could
have
think
it backed
ahead.
up. She wants a backup. She just wants a backup
It's
just
not
in
a.
case.
It's not a. It's not
That's
a
not a
backup.
Here's
necessity.
what
So she
I'm
wants like a
hearing.
little savings account. She wants a little savings account basically.
Here's what I'm
Yeah, that's
hearing
not a
is
necessity.
you don't have
Now
actually
wait, wait,
any
wait.
real good
When
reason
a woman
to affirm
when a
polygamy and
woman
why women
one
can't
second,
get
one
married.
second.
It says Susan. It
When a
says
woman
Susan.
gets pregnant and she has 4 husbands, who's the father?
I don't know. In today's age, it doesn't matter. You can just take a paternity
Oh, we're
test.
not talking about wait, we're talking about wait, we're talking about
But we
God's
don't. We're talking
laws
about
when
right
it
now.
comes to
I asked right now. That's been the whole context. Just
God's law
here.
God's laws aren't just meant for right now. God's laws are meant for all time. So how would you know? You wouldn't.
Oh
You
my
wouldn't know.
So that
It would
makes
be
it.
it would
That
be
just makes it not
you would
okay.
roll, you would just
That
have to
god.
rock
that
paper
just
scissors
makes it
who's gonna
not
be
okay.
Yeah. That's the
that's
argument,
lineage,
y'all.
yeah,
Yeah,
lineage
it's
is
we
very
don't know who
important.
she won't
You
know
gotta.
whose kid it is. So that's
That's
why
gross.
That's
women
why
shouldn't
That's
she's
be
sick.
able to do it,
gross.
but men can.
That's
Yes.
gross, man. That's gross, man. That's disgusting.
Oh
Come on,
my
man. You
goodness.
know that's gross.
Oh.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
you got
lie.
us
Man,
there. You
You
got
have
us.
that's
convinced me
gross,
more.
bro.
Not only that Islam doesn't have good news, but it's actually bad news.